So one of the keys to success in real estate and being a successful real estate agent is to continually be learning, continually be growing, and continually be improving your skills. How do you do that? You do that through reading books, reading articles, going to sales training, going to events, learning from mentors and coaches. And so today I want to share with you just a few of the favorite books that I've had, and I've been selling real estate for almost 20 years now. So some of these books date me a little bit. They go way back. Some of them are specifically related to real estate. Some of them are simply more related to people skills, business building, business general sales. And I'm not ranking these because they're all so different, but I just want to share with you some of the favorites that I have really had some key takeaways and learned from over the years. And if you haven't checked out these books, these may be some good ones for you to check out. So to start, I'm going to mention How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This truly is an old one. It's a classic, but it's got some great information in it. If you are just about interacting with people, learning how to deal with people, How to Win Friends and Influence People is a must read if you're in anywhere in the business world. Next, related to sales, Question-Based Selling by Thomas Friess. This one is a really good one as well, and I teach my agents, train my agents all the time that we cannot help somebody until we know how they need to be helped and what they're looking for. And so question-based selling, what that really goes into is asking the right questions to really get inside the head of the consumer to find out how can you help them, because the reality is if you don't know what they're looking for and you don't ask the questions, then you sound like a salesperson. You're trying to cram things down their throat, and nobody wants that. So by asking the right questions, you can find out what they're looking for, and then making a sale is easy. It's a natural fit. They're not being sold at that point. They're just buying. So Question-Based Selling by Thomas Friess. Next on the list, Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall. And Larry actually has a big coaching company. I've not coached with Ninja. I know some agents that have, but Ninja Selling is basically a turnkey system on how to interact with people in your database, how to talk to people, and really kind of be stealthy in the way that you sell. Again, nobody likes a salesperson. You think about the typical salesperson, the used car salesman. Nobody wants to be that. And so these books help you to really truly be more of an advisor and more of a counselor as opposed to a salesperson. So check out Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall. Next book up is the Keller Williams Red Book. And yes, I was affiliated with Keller Williams at one time, no longer am. Still a great company, and I learned a lot while I was there. So The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And so this book really walks you through step by step through what Gary Keller calls the 7 levels of a real estate agent, basically starting at level 1 where you're doing everything to how do you add team members, how do you build a team, and then finally how do you build a business and exit that business. So that's a great book. It goes all the way through listings and leverage and leads. Those are some of the key points in there, but it takes you through how do you do marketing, how do you increase your sales, and then how do you grow into a team. So really good book. Highly recommend Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. Next up, this was a really good one for me as well, and this is also an old one by Dirk Zeller, The Champion Real Estate Agent. But I believe there's one very similar that is about a team as well. But I learned a lot from reading this book, how to do the things that a real estate agent needs to do at a really high level. So recommend you check that one out. Another great one, just again, kind of takes you through the journey of a real estate agent into, and then how do you take becoming an agent to becoming an investor and really growing your wealth. And that is 6 Steps to 7 Figures by Pat Hiban. If you don't know Pat's story, Pat was a team leader, mega agent up in New England area somewhere, built a big team. He's doing a lot of other things now, investment related type stuff. He's no longer selling, but he built a team. Really great book, 6 Steps to 7 Figures by Pat Hiban. Next up, Listing Boss by Hoss Pratt. Hoss has a special place in my heart. I actually coached directly with Hoss for several years back during the recessionary time. Hoss helped me to build my business coming out of the recession. He basically has his outline here in Listing Boss on how do you go out and get more listings, how do you build your business. So recommend you check out Listing Boss by Hoss Pratt. The tagline is the definitive blueprint for real estate success. Not so much related to real estate, The E-Myth. This is just a general business book that's probably one of the best business books I've read. And it's by Michael Gerber, The E-Myth Revisited. And so basically what this is really takes you through how to build a business. Go from being a technician where you're doing all the things to building a business where you're managing other people who are doing all the things. And so if your goal is to build a bigger business that can function without you being the one person that does everything inside of that business, this is a really great book on how to leverage, how to work through other people to grow a bigger team so that it's a win-win for everybody on the team and so that the business grows and continues to thrive. And then last, one that we're actually going through with my team now, this is a pretty current book. This is one that resonated with me, a lot of good tips in it, a lot of things I'm trying to train new agents on that this guy points out and says things, but just says them in a little different way than I am. But this one is Too Nice for Sales by Barry Jenkins. And Barry also leads a high-level team up north of here, and I think he's in Virginia or somewhere. I may be wrong on that. Too Nice for Sales. So check that one out. Kind of tells his story. Again, goes through how he worked for a company. They were hard sell, driving, you got to have all the right scripts and the right closes, and you got to close people, and you got to force them into a sale, and you got to use all these crazy tactics. And Barry just says, it just didn't resonate with me. It just wasn't me. And he talks about a little more on the question-based selling that we talked about earlier, of how do you really be more of a counselor to those clients, and how do you really help them, and how do you find a fit for them as opposed to trying to cram something down their throat. So another really good read. Got some great scripts, got some good outlines in it. So check this one out, Too Nice for Sales by Barry Jenkins. Hope this has been helpful. If you are a real estate agent and you are looking for some training, looking for some help, check us out, growthmindedagents.com. Send me a DM. I'll be glad to help you any way that I can.